Good morning. Today we are starting our book 2. So starting book 2 with our unit 4. So we are on unit 4, book 2. Starting with CO29. I can convert percentages and fractions. So we're going to be working a lot with different things we can do with percentages in this unit. So today we're focusing on the percentage and the fraction, but we're going to be doing a lot with percentages. So it's important that we know what a percent is. Percent means out of 100. When we look at our word centi in Latin means 100. A centimeter is 100th of a meter. Centi is 100. So when you see that root, you know that it means 100. So percent is out of 100. So 100 is a big key number for us to remember as we're working with these percentages. 100. We're going to see it coming back time and time again, thinking about that number. So percentages, remember 100. So 71% literally means 71 out of 100. So this can be written as 71 100ths. 49% literally means 49 out of 100. So this can be written as 49 out of 100. So that fraction bar we can see as those words out of. 49 100ths, 49 out of 100. So 161% literally means 161 out of 100. And 25% literally means 25 out of 100. Why do we have that or there? What other fraction could I put there? Matthew? 1/4. How did you get 1/4, Matthew?
Because I simplified it down first.
Simplified it down. We can divide a 25 out. And we can simplify it down. 25 divided by 25 is 1. 100 divided by 25 is 4. So when we're writing it as a fraction, you still need to simplify. So these top ones, 71 hundredths, 49 hundredths, 161 hundredths, we can't get any simpler than that. But we will get fractions that we can simplify, so you must simplify. Okay, simplifying fractions is something that we will use in math all the time. So get comfortable looking at what can I divide out of the top and the bottom. Whatever you do to the top, you do the same to the bottom. So let's look at how this works out for us. Are we good if I erase and scroll up?
Yeah.
Okay. So convert each percent to a fraction. Write your answer in, shocker, simplest form. Simplify, simplify, simplify. So if I see 82%, what would that look like as a fraction? Oh, goodness.
21?
Nope, I'm looking for hands. There's only a few of us that know how to put it as a fraction. Olivia. 82 out of 100. Am I done now? No, why not, Aiden?
You can divide it by 2.
I could simplify that. Aiden's looking at there's a 2 and a 0, so that's an even number. I can simplify that. So if I divide that by 2, 82 divided by 2, Aiden is saying is 41. 100 divided by 2 is 50. Can I simplify it anymore?
No.
No, that's as simple as we can go. So my final answer is 41 50ths. You always have to check to see, can I simplify it? Can I simplify it even more? Sometimes if we divide by 2, we could divide by 2 again. Or you might have, we could divide it by 4. So sometimes you find that greatest common factor to divide out first time around. Sometimes we divide out smaller numbers. So we have to keep on simplifying till we can't simplify anymore. So you are going to do this with every percentage. So let's look at 145%. What is my original fraction? 145% would be what, Melina?
145 over 100.
145 over 100. Can I simplify that?
Yes.
What can I divide out of it, Aiden H?
You could divide 5 out of it.
I could divide 5. So 5 goes into 14 2 times 45. So that gives me 29. 100 divided by 5 is 20. Can I simplify it anymore? No, that's as simple as we can go. So that is my final answer. Circle your final answer. Okay, so you're going to write down what the original fraction is. And then you're going to write what you're dividing out at the top and the bottom. And you circle your final answer. Any questions? Enzo?
Will you use a calculator?
Yes, you can use your calculator. Actually, on the test, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to use the calculator. So, Aiden, let's be appropriate. I am recording this. Shh. So, I'm not sure if we can use I don't think pre-algebra, when they were working on this, if they could use their calculator. I will double check with Mr. Schultz on that. You can always do the long division. So 145 divided by 5. So this is just a refresher on how to do long division. 5 can't go into 1, so now I'm going to look at 5 into 14. 5 can go into 14 2 times. 2 times 5 is 10. So I'm going to subtract that out. 14 minus 10 is 4. I'm going to bring down my 5. How many times can 5 go into 45? 9 times. 9 times 5 is 45. And that's my even number. So I know I can divide 145 divided by 5 and get 29 for my numerator. So you can do long division. I'm going to say no to the calculator for today because I'm fairly certain you won't be able to use it on the test. I will get that confirmed from Mr. Schultz, but I'm fairly certain this is a no calculator page. All right, so let's look at our next section. To convert from a fraction to a percentage, our focus goes to the denominator of the fraction, because percent literally means out of 100, any numerator over a denominator of 100 represents the percentage. Remember, 100 is our magic number. If we're given a fraction and we want to know what percent it is, we want to get 100 as our denominator. These are our friendly denominators. Look at these numbers that are written as friendly denominators. Why do you think those are friendly, James?
They're all factors of 100.
Because they are all factors of 100. We can multiply them all up to get to 100. What do we multiply 1 by to get to 100? 100. What do we multiply 2 by?
50.
This is all stuff you're going to be wanting to write down because it's going to make your homework easier.
25.
4 times 25. 5 times
50.
20.
No, I said
10 times
10.
10. 20 times
5.
5. 25 times
4.
4. And 50 times
2.
2. So we need to know this. You can refer back to this to help you do your math. So it's easy to know what numbers we can divide out easily. So when we're looking up here and we had 82 over 100 and we knew we wanted to divide by 2, Well, we know that 100 divided by 2 gives us 50. Here we had 145 over 100, and we said divide by 5. I can look down here and say, okay, 20 and 5. If I divide by 5, I know it's going to be a 20. Okay, it's helping us with the top. It's going to help us with the bottom. Convert each fraction to a percentage. Well, we know that 82 100ths was 82%. You can take that numerator because it's over the 100. If we have a fraction that's not over 100, what do you think we have to do? Isabel?
Multiply it up to get to 100.
Multiply it up to get to 100. We need to find that equivalent fraction with 100 on the bottom. So we're going to multiply both the top and bottom by the same number. So if it's 3/5, what do I need to multiply by to get to 100? Aiden?
25. No.
So if I'm going to look here at my 5, what do I multiply by, Aiden?
20.
20. So I know 5 times 20 is 100. 3 times 20 is 60. Do you think I'm done?
No. Simplify. No. You need to convert it to the percent.
Ah, thank you, Isabel. This time we're not simplifying because if we simplified, we'd go all the way down to 3/5. The whole point was we wanted 100 on the bottom so we can find our percentage. What is the percentage, Nolan?
I was just going to say that it doesn't say so.
Right. And this is why, Bennett, what is our percentage? 60. We need 100 on the bottom. Then we take that numerator and it is our percentage. So if you have 100 on the bottom, that numerator is the percentage. So we take that 60 and turn it into 60%. 60 hundredths, 60 out of 100 is 60%. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Let's do one more together. Let's do the 100. 7/20. What do I have to do to find my percentage? 7/20. Riziki, what do I have to do?
You have to multiply 7 times 5.
I have to multiply by 5 because I want that denominator to be 100. To go from 20 to 100, I have to multiply by 5. So whatever I do to my denominator, I do to my numerator. 7 times 5 is what? 35. So now I have 35 100ths. Remember, we are not simplifying because our final answer is not a fraction. We only simplify when the final answer is the fraction. This time we want 100 as our denominator. So what is our percentage? 35%. We take that numerator. If the denominator is 100, we can take the numerator and put it as a percent. Questions on this?
It's a 2-pager.
It is a 2-pager. Pencils down. Turn your page. I know people are trying to do the work as I'm talking, but we need to focus on the second page right now. So everybody has turned their page. Word problems can be intimidating. We go, oh my goodness, I knew how to do that front page. Now there's all these words and I don't know what to do. Here's the tip. We are working on percentages and fractions. Sorry, percentages and fractions. So let's look at what that means. Shevin Koltz, he's a Russian, the famous basketball player, made 60% of his shots one game. What fraction of his shots did he make? So I'm going to look at that and say, okay, my question is asking for a fraction. And the information they gave me was a percent. What do I have to do? Think about the math we just learned. How do I go from a percent to a fraction?
Oh, 60 over.
Jillian.
60 over 100.
60% would be 60 over 100. Am I done?
No.
Why not?
Simplify.
Simplify. What do you think I could divide out of 60 and 100? James?
15.
Okay.
No.
100 does not go into 50. 115 doesn't go. 5. Let's try 5. So 60 divided by 5 is 12. 100 divided by 5 is 20. Can I go even smaller?
Yes.
What should I divide out now, Jillian?
10. Well, 10. Sorry.
I'm at 12 20ths. What?
4.
I could divide a 4 out. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 20 divided by 4 is 5. Can I go any simpler?
No.
No, that is as small as we could go. So he made 3/5 of his shots.
Pretty good.
It is pretty good. So what do you think was the greatest common factor had I found it?
20.
20. 5 times 4. So you might have looked at 60 hundredths and automatically thought, oh, 20. Most of us didn't. Some of us said, oh, 10. Yeah, you could have divided 10 out, but then you would have to go even simpler. You would have had to divide that 2 out. So always check to see, can I go simpler? Because we're not always going to get the greatest common factor the first time around. So always check, can I divide another number out of both the top and the bottom? I do want us, this one with the word problems, sometimes we have to really stop and think what the word problems are asking us for. So I want to work through a little bit more challenging of a word problem. So I'm going to scroll down. Let's look at this last one. Your next science test will be out of 20 points. You hope to get a score of at least 90%. How many points do you need to earn to achieve this goal? How do you think I should set this up? What do you think, James?
Probably put 20 as your denominator.
Because it's out of 20 points.
And have like no numerator to start.
We've got our question mark.
Yeah, and just like try to keep on going on like what number.
What do you think that's going to equal? That question mark
100.
over 20.
It's going to equal 100.
Is it going to equal 100?
No. Oh, I know it has to equal 90.
It has to equal 90 over 100, right? Because 90% is 90 hundredths. So now, oh my goodness, this is what we just did on our last unit. We did these proportions. So now we can find that missing number, right? So think about previous objectives that we've done, and they might help you set it up. We know 90% is 90 hundredths. We know it was a question mark of how many we want out of 20, and now we know how to solve it. So think about those proportions. How did we go from 20 to 100? Then we're going to go backwards. If we're going backwards, we're doing the opposite operation. So instead of 20 times the number, we're going to do 90 divided by the number to go backwards. Okay, does that make sense? So we have a lot of work time right now. That front page is a little bit easier. This second page with the word problems, you really have to look at what information the word problem is giving you. How am I going to set it up to find the answer? So to my friends at home, we hope you are well. We hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day.